Oh, holy shit.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Hell yeah, it worked. Woohoo!
I won't be able to see the chat, but I can at least talk to you.
Fuck yeah.
I tried to get back in and just watch your live stream, but for whatever reason, it won't let me in there at all.
That's weird. The chat's being racist, that's why.
Racist? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Are they
I'm being.
cracking on you being Greek?
Maybe.
So catch me up. What have I been missing?
Nothing. Just me being my normal self, being weird at the same time.
Okay. And I'll just creep in the background like I usually do.
Well, you can always share your thoughts on stuff too. You're welcome to.
Will do.
Basically, the floor is yours right now.
Yeah, you put me on the spot. So,
Yep.
okay. What do you want me to talk about? Because kind of like my brain is in 1,000 different directions when you say that.
You can always share your thoughts when you were talking about the march so people can actually hear you.
Going to the march. Let me ask you, actually, are you going to the march?
Sadly, no. I wish I was.
That is unfortunate. Um, yeah. As I was saying before, I'm concerned about it because anything can happen. Um, but if I didn't take this opportunity to go and support the rest of my Juggalo family, then I I don't think that I would be able to have a good conscience in missing it. And that's not to say that everybody has to go. That's just my stance. Um, I don't know how people are going to react to it, and they're going to pluck every negative thing that they can out of it to put us in a bad light, as usual.
Right.
And I really urge people to think about how they want to react. I know myself. I know myself very well. And I've tested myself in situations. What would I do? How am I going to react? How far can I push myself to the point where I might lose control? I know how far I can go right now. And even I'm questioning what will happen at the march. But I know if we go with the right mindset, that makes all the difference. Unfortunately, we all don't think the same. We all don't feel the same. But we all claim the same. We're all juggalos. I'm scared as to what that's going to turn out to be at the march, because we all go in different directions. We all come together in different ways. And when the outside world sees that in a massive group of people, I don't think they're prepared for that. And what I mean is, I don't think they're prepared to see it in its beauty. They are going to see it in its ugliness because they don't understand it. I'm worried that we're not going to send the right message. But am I going to say it's not worthwhile and that it's not going to accomplish anything? No, because if we didn't try, we wouldn't be any different than we are today.
Amen.
I have a hard time with it being about protesting whether or not we're a gang. I like words, I like using words, and I like using them appropriately. And a lot of times when I interpret the music that I listen to, I interpret those words into my own personal meanings of things. And right now, I'm struggling to put that into words because everything that I do and every motivating force that I have is to uplift us. How can I do that? And how can I do that at the march? And how many other juggalos are asking themselves the same thing? I hope it's all of them. And I'm going to get off my soapbox for a moment. I'm putting the floor back to you.
So yeah, basically what you're saying is we should all know our limits if we're going to this march, because we're all different. We all have our limits, and we all got to learn to control our limits and not let our limits get the best of us, is what you're trying to say, right?
Absolutely. But I guess what I'm also saying is look beyond just yourself to understand that not everyone has that same ability. Some people are going to need more help than others.
Yep.
Right? And I've asked this before. Where are you going to be in that group? Are you going to be the one that hides in the middle because you might snatch somebody out of the crowd of spectators that are heckling us? If you aren't going to be able to control your behavior, maybe you do need to be in the center of the group.
Yep.
Maybe those people that are more able to tune out the haters need to be on the outside, protecting all of those on the inside.
Yep.
And that's what I'm asking people to do, is think about the what ifs. Where do you need to be to show the unity of our family?
And I agree. Like I was telling people earlier, because if you were to get into a bad situation in Washington, of all places, you would literally fuck yourself like so much that it would affect you for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
I mean, anywhere is worse to act a fool, but to act a fool in probably one of the most like heavily guarded cities in the country, that's the worst place to act a fool.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's bad enough with what's going on in the world. So what people should say is, look what's going on in the world. That's not the perfect time to act a fool and act stupid when you got people threatening our country and stuff.
I think the march is meant to make a statement, and the after party is to celebrate. Do juggalos know the difference? I'm not sure, because we all interpret everything differently. All I can say is when the information comes out as to details of the march and meeting times, there's already been things that have been put out there. Just please follow that. We like to shock and awe, but I don't know. To say that we have to tone it down just feels wrong. But we also need to keep in mind who that audience is going to be. And that audience is the outside world that doesn't understand us. And again, I'm going to remind everyone that that is going to be an opportunity for them to tear us apart.
Yep.
We've already got enough trying to tear us apart. It's time to come together.
And that's why I'm doing my part here on YouTube, because I know since I can't be there, I'm willing to speak for a lot of you guys on here through the computer, and I enjoy really doing that.
I don't know. Sorry for the silence, but I got a lot going on in my mind in trying to eloquently express what needs to be said and the way it needs to be understood, when it doesn't even all make sense in my own brain. There are so many possibilities, and I don't even mean just the march. There are so many possibilities and opportunities that are just out there on the table that nobody is picking up on. And I'm hoping that this is all going to begin to come together through the march and what it might create, good or bad.
Right.
So what's going on in the chat? Anything?
Basically, Pueblo said, use your common sense if you have any. Amen.
Use your common sense if you have any. As in most statements, that's easier said than done. And again, we all interpret things differently. We understand things differently. And while we all have purpose and value, our skill levels are not all the same. And I say this with complete understanding of what it means to have to control your behavior regardless of what somebody else is doing. And I can't get into that aspect of it, but all I can say is not all juggalos are going to be capable of what that common sense is. Somebody was saying it in the chat earlier about I'm gonna get arrested if a juggalo gets choked out by a cop or whatever. That's something I'm willing to go to jail for. That's fine and well. That is what your common sense is telling you to do. But know that is your choice. That is your choice to carry out that behavior. And that is perfectly okay for someone to make that choice. But know that what's going to happen is that one choice is going to ripple through a whole group of people. One person is going to be singled out for doing something, and that is going to get attached to 100 other juggalos that are in the vicinity who may or may not be contributing to the problem or lack thereof. But one of us equals us all. Our best bet, don't resist. Let us handle this in the best, most civilized, peaceful way possible. Yes, families fight within themselves. We argue, we don't see eye to eye. But do we take it to the streets and get the cops involved every time we argue? No. Let's not take our whole family out into the street and fight with the public over shit that they will never understand.
So basically, the best thing to do is we talk it out like reasonable grown adults, which is the best thing to do.
No, as I was saying earlier, how many times has the word gone around that artists get their backs turned, or juggalos turn their backs to them when they're on stage at a show? They don't like what they hear. They don't want to support this artist for whatever reason. Whatever you don't like, turn your fucking back to it.
Yep.
And let it go. It doesn't exist at that moment in time. Tune the shit out. You're there with all of the other juggalos, and you're there to be together. Fuck the outside. There are people that are already planning to go and try and provoke. You have to be ready for it.
Yep.
You have to know what you're going to do. If it means, I don't know, put your fucking earbuds in and listen to your fucking music the whole march. Sing whatever, and you can't hear anybody else and what's going on. Whatever it takes to keep your shit together. I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
I hope other people do.
Pueblo just told you to preach. He said, preach. Later, Brooklyn.
What?
Oh, Brooklyn said he's getting off for a bit.
Oh, later. Boop, boop. Yeah, I was waiting for a phone call, and then I was trying to get back into your stream. I got some curious shit going on.
Huh. Well, now I know I can get you in on the streams that way. Just always leave your email so I can copy it really quick and then like delete it, and then I'll like start sending it to you that way.
That works.
like Scotch Misfit just said, he said, yes, we do. We don't need to make it worse. And because Pueblo just said jugglers have a bad enough reputation as it is.
Yeah, we have a bad reputation because if you look at society and how just society as a whole operates, we feed on the negative. We thrive on it. And if that's all that people see, that's all they're ever going to know. We need to start shining and showing everything that we're capable of. And I've seen some amazing shit when we all come together. That's what we need to show.
Yep. I've seen a lot of good stuff happen at events that I've gone to also. Even though there's a lot of craziness that goes on, there's surprisingly a lot of positive stuff that goes on too that gets overlooked.
There's so much positive that is overlooked.
I've seen people go, here, you want some water? Are you thirsty? I don't want you to die of heat exhaustion. Here, have some water.
Yep. I've seen people take complete strangers into their home and care for them like they've known them their entire lives. I've seen people without question give things that they've worked very, very hard for away to someone that's never had anything nice in their life, and do it without question. That's what we do. We step up when other people aren't willing to. We're willing to help people that no one else is willing to. I don't know, man. I'm at a loss for words tonight because this is so close to my heart that I have a hard time putting into words.
Well, because it's something we both have a passion for. That's why.
I have a passion for the people. I have a passion for the juggalos and the struggle and the constantly being knocked down and less important than someone else. And even with all of this shit between psychopathic and MNE, I wasn't going to bring this up, but I'm going to now. Just with all of this beef and people saying you're not a juggalo if this, and you're not a juggalo if that, and you're a Twizzler if this, and you're a fam kid if that. And I'm sorry, y'all. I don't care what your opinions are, but my opinion is fuck all that bullshit. I'm going to listen to the music that I like and that I've loved and that has changed my life over the last 17 years. And I'm not going to give a fuck about what anybody else thinks about it. I'm going to go to the march and I'm going to support my Juggalo family. I'm going to appreciate the fact that ICP, who brought us all together, is doing to give us an opportunity to give us a platform to speak on what Juggalo family really means. I'm still going to go to a Twisted show. I'm still going to go and support Lex the Hexmaster. I'm still going to go and see Gmo ski and throw up my motherfucking pinky. I'm going to do what makes me me. And that's all I want all of you to do, is be you. And none of you are fucking hateful people towards other juggalos. And if you think that it means being hateful to another juggalo to make you a better person, a better juggalo, a whatever the fuck, maybe you need to go back and reevaluate what it means to be a juggalo. We all belong.
Amen to that.
I've had some conversations with people. I won't name names. But I've been to shows. I've watched. I've listened. Those that are watching and those who are listening too might have seen my back get turned more than a time or two. But I was still there. And I was still supporting the bits and pieces of what it means to be a juggalo to me. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, is support what means everything inside me. And that is every one of you.
I agree. That's why I told people also I'm just gonna enjoy the music and just meet some awesome new people, and hopefully those people stay in my life for the rest of my life. And if they leave my life, that's fine too.
That's what we learned from day one. People are going to come and go throughout your entire life. It's nice to have some that stay.
Yep.
And I think the wickedest thing about the Juggalo family is in 17 years, I've met thousands. And it doesn't matter whether I've known them for a day or for all of those 17 years. Every one of those people and meeting them has been priceless to my life. I actually go to shows now, not really even to see the show, but to be with all y'all. That's what means the most to me. And I don't even, at this point, I've questioned, am I even a fan of ICP and Twisted and Tech Nine and Boondocks and everybody else? Am I really a fan of them, or am I a fan of the Juggalos? Because really, you guys are what mean everything. And to not recognize that power and that opportunity is terrifying. Because that this could be huge. Anyways, I'm just rambling. My phone is almost dead again because this kills the battery. So I'm going to jump off. And
I'm probably going to turn this off too.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining and sharing your thoughts.
Absolutely. Thanks for letting me ramble.
For those in the
night,
chat
y'all.
who are all viewing, that's all coming from the heart, from a true down-ass ninja.
Thank you, Chaos. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's why I said I've met some really good people on here online. I've met you. I've met a lot of good people on here, and I'm grateful to have met a lot of the good people like you and stuff on here.
Me too.
But I'll hit you up later and stuff.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Spoken words from the heart. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and end this. You guys already know the deal. Spoken words. All right, I'm Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S to the T to the H to the E to the G to the E to the R to the Y to the J U double G A L O. And if you don't know, now you know. There, I said it right. All right, y'all. Peace. Later, y'all. Love you guys. See y'all tomorrow on every Saturday afternoon. I'll be on here, and I'll also be mingling with y'all in the chat tomorrow. Later, y'all. Love y'all. Share this video all over social media. Make sure the Juggalo community knows about this live stream that just happened. Peace, y'all. Later. Don Chaos, the Gray Juggalo, here on Carnival Spirits. Sign out. Thank you for all in the chat, and thank you, Sista, for sharing your thoughts. Peace, y'all. Have a good night.